Hello, beautiful friends. Welcome to the Goddess Activation Podcast, where we dive deep into all things divine feminine energy, pleasure, healing, sensuality, and really living connected with our bodies. I'm your host, Nikita Anand, spiritual embodiment coach and Kundalini and Tantra facilitator. And if you're ready to remember, reclaim, and activate the ancient wisdom that has always been within your body, stay tuned. Hello, beautiful friends. Welcome to the first ever Goddess Activation podcast. I'm so deeply honored, and it's my pleasure to welcome you here in the sacred space. Here we will talk about so many different things, all about healing and connecting deeper with our hearts, with our beautiful bodies. Today we'll start with the topic of Shakti and the power of the divine feminine. You'll often hear me say this is my favorite topic ever, but this is literally one of my favorite topics ever. So we're going to start from the beginning. Who is Shakti, and why remembering and reclaiming our beautiful Shakti and our divine feminine energy within us is so important, not just for our growth, transformation, healing, but for the whole world, for Gaia, for Mother Nature, for the universe, and for the ascension of all beings that are here and have been here and will be here. Shakti already sounds so enticing, and you're like, okay, what is it? I want to know about it. Shakti is a feminine force of flow, life, and creativity. She is free, she is wild, she's without borders and boundary, and free of concept and ideation and ideal. She's the force within us. She's our essence. She's what wants to express herself and create and manifest things and creations into physical reality. She's simple and unique to each person. Shakti can free you of the self-set limitations and worries and doubts that we set on ourselves and that we have inherited from social programming and also started to believe now ourselves. So Shakti is the feminine force and Shiva is the masculine container of all-consuming consciousness, which means basically Shiva is pure consciousness, that which observes and holds everything. But Shiva alone cannot create or manifest. Shiva needs Shakti in order to create new things in this sacred, beautiful universe. Shakti puts into action the higher thoughts of Shiva. So for example, when you meditate for a longer time, you can enter this space of pure being and no thoughts, and then suddenly you get a desire, you get an urge, you get something that you want to create, an idea, something that you want to manifest. And the pure space of being is Shiva, and that idea, that urge, that passion, that is Shakti. Shakti is the essence of sexuality, which manifests and creates both from form and life. She's the passion for life. It's your drive in life, right? Like, what would life be without passion? She connects each of us to our own essence. She's sensual, rich, and overflowing. She's the mother, the lover, the creator, and the destroyer. Because she creates and manifests in order to play, and she destroys things just to play more. She creates more to get to know herself and to express her essence within us more and more and more. She's loving and she's powerful. Shiva can be seen as the sky, the universe, and Shakti is the earth, connected, embodied, present. Shakti is the living power of the goddess. When we are in delight, free-flowing, full of passion, following our heart's desires and living them fully in the way we are and just expressing ourselves, expressing our essence of who we are in flow with Shakti. That's when we express our innate original self, right? It's when we don't hide ourselves with masks. It's when we don't try to be small. It's when we don't try to be something else. It's when we just are ourselves and express our deepest core, our deepest way of being, of what we are. What is important is that only through Shiva, the masculine, can Shakti be born and transformed, and only with Shakti can Shiva create something. So I love to teach it as Shiva being the ocean and Shakti being the waves. An ocean needs waves for movement, momentum, and creation, and the waves need the ocean to be created beforehand, right? To create even more waves. Shiva cannot create without Shakti, and Shakti does not know what to manifest without the principles of Shiva guiding her, right? Like Shakti without Shiva would be chaos. Like a thunderstorm just moving and destroying everything. But with Shiva, she can create a beautiful earth. All humans in nature have feminine and masculine energies, and this is independent of gender. This is about the energies. And on earth, we live in this duality, or better said, polarity of yin yang, black, white, happy, sad, love, hate, right? We live in this polarity, but above the polarity is unity. I love to say that like love and hate, or happy and sad, or black and white, or whatever, it's just different ends of a spectrum, right? But if you look at the whole spectrum, it's still one spectrum. That's the unity, that's the wholeness. And for us as human beings, we need to experience a beautiful balance between the polarity, right? We need to experience a beautiful balance between our inner masculine and feminine energies. And for most human beings, our inner feminine has been suppressed. Shakti collectively has been suppressed for the past few thousands of years. The main barriers to Shakti are our culture and upbringing, right? Which include the expectations that we have of how we need to act and behave, where our free expression is limited, where this huge distortion and manipulation around sexuality and love exists, where we feel like we need to be acceptable and polite in society, and that so that we are politically and spiritually correct. That's what keeps Shakti under wraps, because we try to tame her, we try to limit her, but that is not who we are, right? We are our essence, we are our soul, we are much more than any rules or shoulds and should nots could ever place on us. Religions, politics, and systemic programming have suppressed our inner and collective Shakti, our inner and collective feminine energy, our sensuality and our sexuality, right? Like money and sex might be the two of the most taboo topics in the world, but sexuality is our nature. Expressing ourselves sexually is one of the most primal things that we can do with breathing. Telling men to be a man and to man up and not cry, telling children to stop crying, telling each other that you should not express your emotions, that is some of the many ways that we suppress Shakti and our feminine energy. The world that we live in is designed to distract us, to not be connected with our bodies, to not listen to our hearts and what our womb, our inner being is telling us. Humans have stopped listening to their bodies. Women have been programmed to think that our menstruation is gross and that we should hide it, or that we should just get over it and give 100% at work, when some of us are in deep, deep pain, and collectively during menstruation we're in this sacred space of death and rebirth. Women taking the pill and other hormone-altering medication that is destroying their mental health and well-being, that is destroying their connection with their body, their intuition, and their true, real essence, their inner Shakti. Humans not knowing how to stand up and express themselves freely, and female beings not knowing anything about their cycles, so they try to put out 100% effort every single day, even though their cycles has a beautiful intelligence that wasn't made to operate at 100% do capacity, like we try to do it in this performance-based society. I'll be talking more about our cycles and our menstruation and the sacred power of it in a beautiful different episode, which will be coming soon. To express Shakti freely, to express our essence freely, is to be who we are, to be all that we can be in our highest potential. Shakti rising means giving Shakti within us the space to rise up, and then collectively helping each other, supporting each other. It's not just women standing up, it's also men and non-binary standing up. It's all of us coming together, not against the other, not trying to be better than the other, but trying to be better ourselves and to be better together. Shakti means standing up for yourself, allowing yourself to be big, not having to hold yourself back anymore, expressing yourself, expressing your art, standing up for others, helping others, supporting others, being in connection with your body, your heart, your intuition, with your sensuality, with your sexuality, with Mother Nature. Honoring the goddess and the God within you, honoring the goddess, God, life, universe, source, whatever you want to call it, externally and within you. We are part of something greater, and something greater is part of us. The rising of the divine feminine, the rising of Shakti, means bettering this beautiful planet where we get to express ourselves, where we do not have to hide parts of ourselves, where we get to be in love, where we get to care and be compassionate with each other, be loving and joyful and grateful with each other, for each other, together. The nature of Shakti cannot be fully defined, as it's ever growing, ever evolving, ever expanding. As our planet and as the universe keeps expanding and growing in every single nano moment, so are we, so is Shakti that is moving through our body, so is our essence. We're always growing and expanding, and honoring our inner cycles, honoring our inner flow, honoring our bodies, our essence, our heart, our womb is vital if we want to live a beautiful, happy, devoted life. If we want to stop participating in systemic oppression and suppression of the feminine and of so much more. There is so much that I have to share about Shakti and the divine feminine, but this is a beautiful transmission that I allow to flow through me to share with you how passionate I am about this topic and why all of us need to be passionate. If we get to accept the way we are in every single moment, if we get to accept our emotions and listen to our emotions and look at them as messengers and move with our body, listen to our body, listen to the ancient wisdom that has always been living inside of our cells, inside of us, inside of our consciousness, inside of our womb. Non-female beings also have an energetic womb. That's called Hara. When we start to listen to that and move with that, not trying to be something that we are not, but making the way, freeing up the beliefs that try to limit us, that try to limit our most authentic expression, that try to limit our most authentic essence, that which we are underneath all of the shoulds and should nots, and but I have to, but what will other things, what is beneath the constructs and the programming that you have learned. So I will leave you with this beautiful transmission. I feel like this was really powerful. This is what was meant to come through today. And stay tuned and subscribe to this podcast if you want to learn more about different ways of connecting with your Shakti, with your body, with your mind, with your heart, and remembering the ancient wisdom within you, connecting with your sensuality and sexuality, releasing patterns that don't serve us. If you want to learn more about all of these things, subscribe to this podcast. Please leave us a beautiful review on the Apple Podcast app so we can reach even more people, and share about this podcast with your friends and family on your IG story by tagging me at Soul Coach Nikita. And if you have any wishes or experiences that you want to share with me or want me to talk about here on the podcast, you can DM me on Instagram at Soul Coach Nikita, and I will see you soon. Thank you so much for listening to this episode. We would love to hear what your favorite takeaways were by DMing us at Soul Coach Nikita on Instagram. If you would leave a 5-star review on this podcast or share it with your friends and family and in your IG story and tagging us at Soul Coach Nikita, that would greatly help us spread the message and reach even more people. If there is anything that you wish and desire for us to cover in this podcast, please DM us at Soul Coach Nikita on Instagram, and we will try our best to cover it. Sending you so much love. XOXO Nikita.